Look good. I mean, really good. Hey, everyone! Come and see how good I look!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host, Aaron, and for today's video, we're headed to the world of Last Epoch once again, and I've got an exclusive for you today. Since I am a content creator for Icy Veins, I've been given press access to show off the 1.0 launch version of LE. And we're going to be taking a look at visuals. We're going to be taking a look at my Warlock as we look at those visuals. And we're going to be checking out Shaman and a lot in between. You're going to be noticing things the whole time during this video. And we're going to get right to the action. Spoiler warning. Okay, you're getting your spoiler warning. I want to start this video off with one of the new in-game cinematics. Enjoy.
In the beginning, there was darkness. Only the terror, myself, and the void. I was content with nothing. She dreamt of light, of life, of humanity. We disagreed, and yet, in her world, there were gods. Mujasa of the desert, Lagon of the sea, Rye of the endless skies, and Hierot of the frozen tundra. But fate stole Terra away. Without her, there was conflict, then wars. In the end, it was Rye who sought to outshine the sun that would pull the world into his flame. Caught within Rye's gaze were the Keepers, an order sworn to protect Eterra's memory and the power it still holds. They were joined by someone unexpected, a traveler, willing to walk into the flames of war. But why? Was it honor they sought? Power? Redemption? Or was this fate? Perhaps. But no story is quite that simple.
Now let's explore the old End of Time compared to the new End of Time. So right now we are in the old current End of Time. And I'm literally just going to take you through it and quickly run around so you have something to reference. And honestly, this has actually been refreshed fairly recently, but of course it is getting another refresh. And I love seeing all these people in the game. You got the black hole back there. I believe this is where the Observer lives. So this is the old End of Time. Now let's check out the new one. Welcome to the new End of Time. You might notice something flying back there in the background. Yes, it is a huge dragon. And as you can see, the lighting is totally different in the new End of Time. It is a totally different feel. You will also notice that the black hole, I think that's what it is back there, also has a different glow. And we continue our tour as we go around. The new End of Time. Welcome to the Bazaar. Now, we're not actually going to cover factions in this video, but I did want to show you the visuals here. And when I think about potentially hundreds of people hanging out in here, it is going to be a very cool place. This is obviously for the Merchants Guild. You have all your different vendors and where you grab things. Very nice aesthetic.
Belts built to hold more than your breeches.
I think it looks good. It's crowded, but it's meant to feel crowded. To all the fans of Circle of Fortune, welcome to the Observatory, where you can track the sky and hunt for prophecies. Now I gotta go over here to the left and show you this view they have given us. Spared no expense. Look at this. Really, really nice. In my head, it's like, is that supposed to be like the bazaar down there? Now let's play some Warlock in the Snowbound Graves. This is my Chthonic Fisher build that triggers Chaos Bolts, that triggers Flame Whip and Damned Overload. It also triggers Rip Blood and Bone Curse. It is a more automated build. We also have Profane Veil for added damage, movement, and survivability. And this is going to be my season starter for Last Epoch. And yes, of course, this is empowered content. We also put an unspec transplant on the bar, which gives us a secondary movement skill. Let's see some of these enemies' attacks. Again, this is the Snowbound Graves we are at. This is the Snowbound Graves.
Death will not take me.
You will see it's just chaos on the screen. Come on, where are you? Fire tigers. There we go. Flame whip. Profane veil, so nothing can kill you. Done. And let's run one more. Look at all the purple and void in this bleak area. New necro enemy. Oh, let's see if I can find one and not kill him so fast. You will also notice the new enemy boxes on the top. Much easier to see. It's a big upgrade.
Death will not take me.
All right, let's find one of these necro enemies. There's one. All right, stop killing him. Oh, he's dead again. Wait, no, there's another one. Oh, he's dead again. Damn it, Chthonic Fisher. Damned Overload, Ignite Overload, and I didn't even mention all that is triggering Witch Fire on these enemies as well. See the dragon? Got the percent life on the top. Oh, we might as well just check to see what we got. Wrong Warp. Frozen Ire with 2 LP. And a Hazel Root. Oh, that's a lot. Frozen Ire with 2 LP is good. Now, before we move over to my Shaman and we take a look at these 2 new Primalist skills, I want to show you 2 weapon affixes that you likely don't know about. Starting with mana and mana regen. As a prefix on your weapon, you can now get base mana and regen. Now, if you play companions, if you play minions, a lot of times these are wasted spots. So now you can get your mana regen from your weapon. There's also a new defensive mechanic in the game called parry. So this is your parry chance and it caps at 75%. Aaron, what in the world is parry? Well, let's go over to our new game guide, parry. Parry is a defensive mechanic that grants a chance to negate all damage taken from hits. However, unlike dodge, parrying still counts as a hit, and as a result, the ailments will still be applied to you when you parry. So basically, you take no damage unless it is damage over time, because parry doesn't help you on damage over time. Pretty exciting for the necro fans out there. We are now moving into the lightning round, and I mean that. Not only are we going to cover lightning style skills, but we're also going to go very quick through these. These are new Primalist skills that lean Shaman, but obviously you could use them for Beastmaster and Druid as well. Gathering Storm. Strike at each enemy with a mighty lightning powered storm. When you use Gathering Storm and hit at least one enemy, you gain a storm stack. Every second you expend a storm stack, you cause a storm bolt to strike a nearby enemy. This interval is reduced by 2% for every stack you currently have. Now, we're first going to go to the top, and I'm going to talk about conversions for your Gathering Storm. So you can go Jolting Strikes. This is Storm Bolt Shock Chance and melee damage to shocked, and this is multiplicative. And you can turn this into a cold conversion with Frostbringer. This is going to turn it from lightning to cold and shock to frostbite. You can further enhance this with Chill Chance and Freeze Rate Base. And you can take this farther with Freeze Rate per Attunement and Frostbite Cold Penetration. So you can make this cold. If you go to the left, Earth Smasher, this is the physical conversion. And on this one, now instead of lightning, it is physical. Instead of shock, it is armor shred. And you could further enhance this with melee damage per strength. Let me show you what the lightning version looks like, the cold version looks like, and the physical. Now that you've seen the conversions, let me take you around this massive skill tree and you can see what else is possible. You have Looming Clouds. This is your Storm Bolt chance. That's just more frequent. You've got Concentrated Storm. This is damage multiplicative and your Storm Bolts cast more frequently, but target area is reduced. You have Maelstrom chance. Whenever you expend a Storm stack, you have a chance to cast Maelstrom, and this can go up to 10%. And remember that Maelstrom can also cast Lightning. Might be a good combo. And then crit chance per Maelstrom stack. As you move down, you have a Storm Gathers chance to gain a stack, and you can get this up to 18%. Haste, whenever you expend a Storm stack, 15%. And then right here, Whirlwind Tactics. Whenever you use a companion ability, you expend Storm stacks over the next 0.3 seconds. Storm Bolts triggers this way, deals more damage, multiplicative. A little bit of companion support in there. Now let's cover the bottom of the tree. Lightning strikes twice. Whenever you hit a boss or rare enemy with Storm Bolt, you have a chance to cast it again, and that's a 20% chance to repeat. As you come down, range Storm Bolts with Staff. So this is where it actually turns into a spell. So instead of you melee hitting, you can now cast it, and the best way I could describe it is it's just like casting Smite. It basically turns this skill into a Primalist Smite. Clouds on the horizon, target areas increased. You can get this up to 50%. Friends of the Tempest, if you have 1 to 15 storm stacks, your minions' lightning skills have a chance to grant you a storm stack. So your minions, basically your crows, and you can work together. You have Thunderous Strikes. Gathering Storm penetrates enemies, so you get some lightning penetration. Excited Bolts, current mana consumption. Storm Bolts now consume a portion of your mana, but you get a multiplicative damage bonus. And you have Two-Eyed Storm, additional Storm Bolts while dual wielding. So if you are a dual wielding, like I am right now, you get additional hits on enemies. So that is the conversions and the left and bottom of the tree. So now let's move over to the right and see what we have over here. You have attack speed, mana gained on use, Typhoon, increased chance to stun and freeze rate multiplier. You've got Island Cleaver. This is melee area and additional storm stack chance. You've got Energized by the Skies. Gathering Storms hits have a chance to consume mana to grant you additional storm stacks. We'll go here. You've got Tempest Weapon. Gathering Storm deals additional spell damage per 3 melee damage on equip axe or mace. So you also get support in here based upon what weapon you are using. And the last node of this tree, Wings of Lightning. When you use Gathering Storm and hit at least one enemy, you gain a stack of Wings of Lightning. Each time one of your Storm Crows attack, they consume a stack of Wings of Lightning, causing their basic attack to chain 2 additional times. So who knows, maybe you got your Storm Crow node here, and then you come down here and take Friends of the Tempest. Might be something special. That is the new Primalist skill, Gathering Storm. Moving over to one of the most exciting new skills in the game, and that is Tempest Strike. This has been completely redone, and as you can see, the skill tree is massive. A melee combo attack that cycles through a cold strike, a physical strike, and a lightning strike that triggers elemental tempest spells of the same damage type if the strikes hit at least one enemy. Cold strike triggers Frigid Tempest, physical strike triggers Wind Tempest, and lightning strike triggers Thunder Tempest. So let me show you this in action for a minute so you kind of get an idea of what it is. So what can you actually do with Tempest Strike? Let me take you around this massive tree, starting with Gladiator of Lagon. This is a shared spell buff between you and your minions. You now have a chance to gain a stack of Gladiator of Lagon when you cast a Tempest. Gladiator of Lagon has doubled the effect on your totems and Storm Crows if you have at least 50 intelligence. Again, you're going to see a lot of Storm Crows. Nature's Storm. If Tempest Strike melee attack does not hit an enemy, you consume a stack of Gladiator's Lagon and you can cast a Tempest. You have Legend. This is Frigid Tempest, Thunder Tempest, and Wind Tempest. All get a % and a boost. And on here you have a up to 40%, up to 40%, and up to 40% chance to cast multiple Tempests at the same time. So if you want to go into Frigid Tempest and Wind Tempest, and you took both of those, you can get up to a 40% chance on both to trigger simultaneously. As you move down, you've got Penetration, Physical Penetration for your minions. This is minions and companions. You have Bulwark of Nature. This is your endurance threshold and your health regen. Whenever you cast Tempest, you also regain a portion of your endurance threshold. It's pretty cool. You got Transform, Druid's Call. When transformed and you use a melee attack and hit at least one enemy, you have a chance to cast a Tempest of the matching damage type. Tempest chance while transformed, 5%. This can go up to 25%. As we continue down, you have Slam. Damage per mana cost. Tempest Strike deals more damage, multiplicative, but it does cost more mana. Sky Opener. You now expend storm stacks when you use Tempest Strike and hit at least one enemy with a melee attack. Coming to the left, Looming Gale. You now create a Tempest Totem. This is the first thing we're going to play on our Shaman. That casts Tempest of the corresponding strike that creates the totem. You are limited to one of each type of totem. That sucks. Your Rousing Symbols. Your Tempest totems gain a random amount of cast speed. And this is interesting. It can go up to 10 to 70% cast speed. It's like literally required if you're going to go Tempest Totem. So that is the left side of the tree. Now let's move down and to the right. You have Wind Fury Forced, and this is damage multiplicative with area. You have Arsenal. This is melee damage with an axe or mace. Spell damage with a two-handed weapon. And then to the right, this is how I have been playing. Firm Grip. And up here you will see removes Frigid Tempest, mana on hit, removes Wind Tempest, and then on this one removes Thunder Tempest. So what I have done is I have removed Frigid Tempest, removed Wind Tempest, took mana with no Tempest, and then we are spec'd into Thunder Tempest. So I didn't take this one. That way you get a huge boost to your attack speed, and I am focusing on lightning, of course. So you're attacking quicker, you're getting mana back, but of course you can only trigger Thunder Tempest. And this last one right here, Crashing Waves. Tempest Strike deals more melee damage per attunement. Now as we move to the right, you've got attack speed. You've got Soaring Blows. This is penetration. based upon uncapped physical resistance, uncapped cold resistance, uncapped lightning resistance. I know there's just so much in this tree. You've got Thunder Tempest can shock enemies and damage multiplicative to shocked enemies. And then you've got, whenever you cast a Thunder Tempest, you also cast it around your Storm Totem. So, I want to see if these two can work. Looming Gale, we got to see how that's going to work. Coming to the right, Coldest Night. Chill stacks, chills enemies on hit and freeze rate. And while channeling, look at this. Wrath of the Mountain. While channeling Avalanche, you now also cast Frigid Tempest every second. My Endless Run Avalancher, I gotta see how that works. Wind Booster. Whenever you cast Wind Tempest, you and your other allies gain haste. Tornado. Whenever you cast Wind Tempest, you have a chance to cast a Tornado. So you get auto casting tornadoes at 30%. Tornadoes from Wind Tempest do additional multiplicative damage. Okay, so let me just walk you through that one more time. You've got Storm, Crow, and Companion on the left side of the tree, including converting the skill into a totem. You can focus in on one specific one or two down here. You can double cast them up here. You could focus on Avalanche. You can focus on Lightning around your Storm Totem, and you can focus around Tornadoes. New Tempest Strike. We are almost done. I know this is a long video. New map. On here, you will see that the dungeons are laid out differently, and you will see an actual little glistening foot here. And that's an alternate leveling path indicator, showing that if you go this direction, you could jump through the campaign through the dungeon. Very, very cool. All the town hubs now kind of have these little stars around them, and they are labeled town. Just a nice, more easy, cohesive map calling out where you need to go, including, obviously, your quests. All right, everyone, last but not least, Cycle versus Legacy. Now remember, Cycle and Legacy are identical. There's no difference between the games. Do you want to continue your progress, or do you want to start over? Now, if you see the menu up here, you have Cycle and Legacy, and it couldn't be simpler. If you click on Legacy, you're gonna have all your characters here. You'll be able to create a new Cycle character or enter the game, or you can click Cycle and create a new Cycle character and enter the game. This is the menu. Your stuff isn't being deleted, so you can easily jump between the two. And I'm done. That's the video. New map, Cycle vs. Legacy, Shaman, and updated visuals. And check out my new Warlock. 2 asks at the end of the video. Ask number 1. I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. I'm hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it, but of course, only if you think I've earned it. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 110 members that have signed up. It is the best way to support, and you get the most bonus content. And don't forget to get into the new treasure hunt giveaway. First link in the description if you want to join the Discord and get into the new community event. I'm officially done. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.